What up, what up, what up? What up, everybody? It's your girl, Marquita, but they like to call me who? Miss Hollywood, and you're tuned into another episode of So Hollywood, the podcast.
Is it me or is it hot in here? You got it. Is it me or is it hot in here? So Hollywood.
Hey, what up, everybody? It's your girl, Marquita, but you know what they like to call me, Miss Hollywood. And you're tuned into another episode of So Hollywood, the podcast. So Hollywood, the podcast is a platform where everyone is treated equally, and I bring them together with this thing called entertainment. And I like to do a mini recap, and then we're going to get into my special guest that I have today. My recap is I had JK, the animator, up here. He is from the UK. He went viral with his, I think, Drake and the baby or little baby animated in the studio. He's up here. And a lot of people didn't know he was from the UK. Everybody thought he was originally from the United States. And so I was like, it's all good. But you can go see in that episode on my Instagram page, So Hollywood Podcast. Catch the latest episode. If you want to be a guest, go to www.allofhollywood.biz. And without further ado, I have a special guest up here, TKRuler, aka Hood Poppy. I saw that on your Twitter page. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna say that.
Hey, that's funny.
Cause I do my research now. Just don't think y'all sleeping on me, cause I got paperwork. Look, front of you, front and back. Listen, this is real life right here for me. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I went to a pop-up shop today, baby. It was shout out to everybody that was at that pop-up shop. I don't know the name of it, but we're gonna go back soon. I'm gonna get a vendor booth, and yeah, we're gonna get this thing popping. We're gonna get this in.
Definitely.
So, let us know a little bit about yourself. Like, where you're originally from, Norfolk, as you say, or no? Because I'm proper, and then I also misspell and missay words. So just correct me if I'm wrong.
That's
so
all good.
You're from
Norfolk.
Norfolk.
Me like that. Yeah, Norfolk. From Norfolk and Chesapeake on the Deep Creek area. I mainly live in both of it.
Okay. So, and you currently reside in the Virginia Beach area. Shout out to Virginia Beach.
Yes,
and you just dropped an album in which we'll talk a little bit about that, because you will be performing a song on what I like to call now, it's no longer the Green Room. It's called Welcome to the Limelight. Listen, this is y'all can listen. If y'all like that, leave hearts or whatever you gotta leave, those emojis and shit. But do all of that. So, and we met at Capri Lawrence event in Norfolk, and I had spoken Batman, and shout out to Batman, Dark Knight ENT, shout out to Samandy. I was there, and I had it was overwhelming to see a lot of artists out there, and you were one of them, ones. And then you contacted me, and now we're here. So let's get to the interview. How did this thing called interview? See, I just talked about me fucking the words.
It's
and
all good. It's all good. I'm gonna do it a lot.
How did this thing called entertainment enter your life?
So like when I was younger, I was always like, I would like freestyle stuff like with my cousins. And
Younger
stuff,
as in when? Because I want to give everybody the timeline and the outline of
probably like 7.
Seven.
Around
Okay.
then. But we weren't taking it like, it wasn't like serious. It was like a little joking, like we would joke on each other, type shit like that. I apologize. Can I cuss?
Yeah,
Is
of
that right?
course.
I was about to say
Listen.
I ain't wanna mess up.
This is an open platform. If you feel uncomfortable or anything, let me know. If you want to just let it out.
Good.
This is what that is. You know what I mean? Because I'm comfortable enough to talk about whatever you would like to talk about. So
I got you.
let's get to it.
So
at an early age of 7, you said did you start like writing, or was it like more freestyle, or was it more like what was the introduction for you?
It was freestyle. I ain't know nothing about writing. Like I couldn't do it.
Really?
I couldn't do it at all. It was straight freestyle, and it was just luck. Most of the time, nothing made sense. We was just saying stuff, but we was just joking each other.
Right.
And it went from there. And then I just started. I did it with my brother, TK Dreamer. I did it with him, and then started getting more serious from there.
Like later
high school.
high school.
Like 12th grade.
Okay. So did you participate in any like of the musical aspects of or either even like because some people started off with poetry, some people started off in the church, some people started off in the band or some type of musical background.
Hmm.
Did that ever have any play in your life growing up or during that time?
Surprisingly, like, no, I didn't start off. I was actually doing like sports.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay, talk about it. Talk
I
about
ain't
it.
I ain't start off in this like at all. I was doing like fighting and like football. Well, not fighting. My fault. I apologize. I mean like boxing. Like you know what I mean,
Okay.
boxing, wrestling, and like judo and stuff. All that other stuff. And then like, I was playing football and stuff like that. So I mean, I won't really like. It wasn't like I like music. I always listen to music. It was always like a thing. Like I said, I was freestyling with them for like since 7 all the
Right.
way up. But it was never like I ain't like joining no choir. I mean, I can't do all that. Nah,
But at
nah.
12th grade and then thereafter, you kinda realized that being an artist was something that you wanted to do. And so how did that even fall in your lap? And then where did that go from after you graduated from high school?
So like while I was, it was 12th grade when I just made like an IG 12th grade, and then my
In 12th grade?
in
You know
12th
what?
grade, yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
old.
I
I'm
was a
old.
more
No.
I was
I was like, 12th grade? I'm over there.
nah, I had just made it in 12th grade. I mean, it was already out, but I wasn't really like social media heavy like that.
Mhm.
But I had made it, and me and my brother had posted like our first little like freestyle thing up
Do
there.
you remember what it is? Could you if you could spit
Like,
it
I don't remember the
or no.
nah, not at all. Not even the slightest. It was one of those moments we was just talking.
Okay,
It was
okay,
halfway decent, but
okay.
it won't. Uh, I pray nobody dig that up. I don't I don't know where
I'm
they can find
glad.
that,
Listen,
but I
I
need
was
that
been
to
like, and then you had it here. No, and
see,
then
I'd have
you
you would have had to cut the interview short. That on me.
want me. I changed now.
Yeah, I can't. That was that was old though. And then it was just like people from the schools. It's like yo, I heard that like what you dropped the other day or whatever, and I
Mhm,
was yeah. And then they just kept like it would be like comments and stuff
mhm.
that people would call me and they'd be like, yo, you got to get in the studio. And then I just from there on out, I was like, all right, I'll go in the studio. And then
So
it just
was
started like that.
that the continuance of freestyling, or at that time were you also like learning how to write and learning how to be in the studio? Because some people can't be in the studio. You feel me? Like
Yo,
it's
I was one of those people. I was I had to like learn how to write. Like I was freestyling, but then I stopped after a certain point and I
Mhm,
started writing.
mhm.
And I was still doing little 1 minute videos and everything. And then they threw me in the booth and I got embarrassed. My man's was he sung like he did like choir and he wrote like a song for NSU, got flew out. Like Philly,
Oh,
he
shout out to
opened up for a
NSU.
gospel change for a gospel singer. He opened up for Jonathan McReynolds. He
Mm-mm.
had his School of Arts thing paid for by Pharrell. Yeah, he was doing some crazy stuff. And my first song was with him.
Mhm.
And he came back and everything. And the way him and the engineer was talking, like I was lost. When he threw auto tune up there, it ruined everything I had going on. I was just like, yo, I don't know if this is me. Like it ruined everything. He was in the booth like, yeah, bro, just do a falsetto. I'm like, what is that? Like I was
Mm.
just sitting back. I ain't know nothing about nothing they was talking about.
But you were still in the process of learning that, and
Yeah.
and which you have, I'm pretty sure today, to this day, and now that you know you're moving forward with being an artist. So, let's go back to like what would you consider your sound to be, and like when did you really find that portion of being an artist?
Um, I think it's more just melodic rap.
Mhm.
And it was kinda after that, like it was kinda after that little moment, like I started learning the different like type of lingo, the actual proper like vocabulary for people
Right.
singing and everything like that. And then my man's just like, yo, you could You try it out. You just learn how to carry a note. And I just got like a new engineer named
Mm-hmm.
G-Lit. Yeah, G-Lit. She mixed everything I do, the whole
It's a
album.
girl?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, she my
Okay.
engineer. She the GOAT. She
Okay.
mixed every single song on this album, the last album. Pretty much
Mhm.
everything I got out, it was mixed by her. Yeah,
Wow.
she's crazy. And then
So when did y'all become, in I don't not in a choir, but like when did y'all get to know each other or know how did y'all meet, so to speak?
yeah. Yeah, I was originally with a dude named Nico in
Mhm.
NYC.
Mhm.
And then after I left from Nico, because Nico his thing closed down for like 4 weeks. He was doing
Okay.
remodeling. And I was like, I can't wait 4 weeks. Like I gotta get back in the studio.
Right.
So then I went and I was just on like Google. I was looking up like, yo, what's the closest things? My man's was all like, yeah, I'm out Norfolk. I'm like, I'm not going out there. Like I wasn't I wasn't doing all
I'm
that.
not
So I'm like,
right.
yo, I'm trying to stay out here. And then I looked and I saw like artists recording studios. And then I saw G-Lit. And me and my brother was like, yeah, we're gonna book with him. And we looked at it, we was like, we was waiting for bro to pull up. And then we sitting outside and this girl pulled up in the car. She walked out and she walked
Like
right past us, like didn't say nothing. We didn't say nothing to her. She didn't say nothing to us. She opened up the door and she was like, y'all coming in or what? And I was like, yo, like it's you? And I was like, all right, my fault. All right, we going.
respect.
For real.
So you mentioned your brother a lot.
Yeah.
How did he play a role in your artistry or becoming an artist? Because I know you said you all put out a song together, and so how did y'all
Yeah.
move forward with being an artist and him like the support and talk about that side of it.
That's everything for real, for real. He was like artist critic, and then he was the person that was kind of making me take some of that pressure off myself because
Mhm.
I'll be like, man, nah, I ain't gonna drop this. This ain't it. And then he'll be like, bro, just give it a chance, and I'll drop it, and everybody love the song. And then it's like it's mainly him though. He'll make sure I'm on it if I'm like not being productive. He'll call me and be like, "What you doing? You should be doing this. Like
Right.
you need to get moving, bro."
He's
Dang.
into music as well, and
Yeah, yeah, heavy,
he's an artist, or is he?
heavy.
Okay,
Yeah, he's a
okay,
great artist. Yeah.
okay. So do y'all have anything together, or do you see, what do you got? What do you see yourself in the near future with your brother and as being an individual or an artist?
So I mean, we got more bigger stuff happening
Mhm,
this year. I got in contact with a lot of people.
mhm.
I had beforehand though. I actually had like 4 different label offers. I didn't take none of. Yeah, nah.
What?
Hot air, so
Listen,
hot and hot.
4? And
Yeah.
you've been doing this how long?
My first song was in 2020, I think. Yeah, my first actual song drop was in 2020.
Yeah, because you have 2 albums.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
albums.
Yeah. Okay, wow, 4. Man, and
Mm.
because I've heard the song that you sent me, and I was in here listening to it. I was like, man, all the people that come on this show and this the segment that I have, the limelight, is dope. And I'm just like, man, this is the dope song. It's really, really dope. I really
Appreciate it.
appreciate, even being a part of your journey because as I always say, just manifesting things and just, being a part of people's journey, just make sure that it's a lasting impression. And so with that
Thank you.
also being said, um, where do you see yourself with this thing called entertainment in the near future? And I know it's kind of fresh for you. 2020 is kind of fresh. Like, where do you see yourself and how did you see yourself growing from 2020 to now or in the near future?
Um, I I mean, I grew a lot.
Mhm.
I grew a whole bunch. It was a lot of stuff that I wasn't educated with.
Okay.
And I had ran into like legal troubles. Not really like legal like me getting locked up type legal. No,
Right.
like
Right.
I had to take some songs down 'Cause yeah,
Talk about it, 'cause there's a few people that's going through that now.
yeah,
That $10 million hit with I forgot her name. I just read it on Instagram. She used the song and didn't clear the sample. And I was literally just
yeah.
talking about that with them. Like, I wanted to ask you as well later on down the line, the why album and not a mixtape. But then I got into
Mhm,
what's the difference between an album and a mixtape, and which we'll
mhm.
also go into that once we talk about your album. But
Definitely.
let's steer clear because because I like to bounce back and forth and
That's not
because
a problem.
my brain goes all kinds of ways.
That's not a
But
problem.
let's move to your name as well, because I know you wanted to kind of elaborate on where you got your stage name or your name that
Yeah,
you are giving now.
yeah.
TKRuler, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, talk about it.
So, see, so it was actually a friend of mine. Like we were really young. We were like 9, like
Okay.
10, probably around there. Actually, no. We were probably like around like 11, like 11, 12, probably. We was in that age group, and when we was out, I would be out in Norfolk a lot around like
Mhm.
Park Place area and everything.
Mhm.
And me and him was like real tight. We was real tight, and he had an older brother, and they both had like they names both begin with T, but they
Mhm.
won't. You know what I mean? So everybody just called him like Lil T, and then I had a whole different name for different reasons, and 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 they abbreviated it, and then they just like when we was together, they'll just be like, yo, that's TK. Like they'll just say that with us, both of us being together and everything. So then after that, he had later on around like when I was like 12, he had got shot. And yeah, he died out
My
there.
condolences.
Nah, that's no problem. But yeah, he had got shot and he died out there. So then from there on out, I was just like, I'm gonna run with that.
You're gonna run with it, and
Yeah,
then I mean, it's definitely a dope name and a catchy name, because I was like, "Oh,
appreciate
okay,
you.
TK the Ruler." I wanna say The Ruler, but then
I
I was
know,
like,
I
I
know.
don't know how artists feel about their name, because sometimes
It's all. I get called. I think like I put the name too close together. I ain't put a space. So, like on Amazon, all that stuff, they call me Crueler. They don't even say TK at all. Nah, it's straight Crueler. That's
they
what it
made
says.
up their own name
Yeah,
for you,
they took the T completely out the situation, and they were just like, we gonna let that be silent.
And I know you speak of being on like Spotify and stuff like that. How? Because I know that's not really easy for a lot of artists to get on and to know even what to do with their music. Can you talk a little bit about the business side of like learning how to get your music distributed? Because I fuck that word up all the
It's all
time.
good. It's
You see
all
how hard
good.
it was?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
But yes, talk about that side of TK, because I know, like you said, everything is kind of fresh for you, and you had to learn new things. And
Yeah.
was that included in that package, like learning how to get your music out there? And
Yeah.
shit?
It definitely was. I didn't even know that like Spotify was like the biggest platform for artists. I thought it was like Apple
Mm.
Music or something. Like
Mhm.
it's between Spotify and YouTube for the fact that both of them are free.
Mm.
So then like when the last label offer I got, um I can't remember that man label because he was a booking company and he owned his own booking company. So he was gonna start his own private label as a side business for his booking company
Mhm.
because he was in tune with a lot of different artists like NLE, Sway, all them. He
Right.
was in tune with a lot of them. And when I was like, nah, I can't do the offer and everything, he actually gave me like most of my game. Like on that,
Really?
yeah, he was just like, yeah,
Wow.
I do still like you, bro. So I think like if he just gave me a bunch of pointers and then he was like, yo, you need to move kind of away from Apple Music a little bit and go to Spotify because they got playlists and you can do playlist placements.
Mhm.
You can pitch your song to playlist placements. He was like, you could do Google ads, YouTube ads, all this other stuff. And I was just like, yo, I ain't what it I
Right.
thought it was just going to the studio and putting it on and putting it out for like DistroKid or something or whatever
Mm.
you want to do. And then just waiting for it to happen. He was like, nah, bro, you gotta put it in front of people. Like a lot of people ain't gonna see it. So you gotta like put it out everywhere. Even if a lot of people skip over it, He was like, they skip over it the first time. They ain't gonna think twice about it. They skip over it the second time. They're gonna be like, I saw that before.
Right,
He's like, and by the
exactly.
third time, they clicking on it. So he was like, the more places you
Exactly.
put it at, it's just.
Because when I Googled it, I was like, dang, all like, because not a lot of artists, have that business savvy energy or that business savvy mind to even want to just put it out. Because most of them are like SoundCloud or I'm going to put this on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
just to see what it is. But it
Yeah.
seems like you're much more of a passionate about being an artist now. And where did that even come from? Like that, the growth of being passionate about being an artist.
Um, I just like music. I like the way that like a lot of different artists that I like I don't know, like they music like hit on a certain like little emotion or something, and
Hmm.
they would do it so good. I was just like, yo, I want to try it. Like I just try stuff, and then it was just me getting better at hitting on whatever
Wow.
I could try to hit on.
And who are some of your favorites so far?
Um, uh, Juice World, I like X a lot. I like Polo G a lot now. I like a lot of artists. I do all that. I mainly the funny thing is I mainly listen to singers. I listen like Daniel Caesar, like Jesse Reyes
Really?
and everything. Yeah, I mainly listen to singers.
What
Like
about Eric Bellinger?
I love Eric Bellinger. I love Eric Bellinger. I'm not ever gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm
because
not even
he
gonna
he
lie.
wrote a lot of songs. I was like, wait, he wrote this, and then he's a great singer as
He
well.
is.
Like he's a whole vibe.
He is. He's crazy. He is crazy.
So let's get back to like your roots and now that you're becoming more prominent with your artistry and as you said you have four labels on the table. How are you now how do you feel about like the Virginia area and the Virginia talent like coming together or do you even think that it's an outlet in the Virginia area for talent like yourself?
So Virginia has a lot more places than I thought. That was like actually.
Talk about it. Talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
that's actually like moving, and I it's kind of weird, yo. People don't. It's a lot of artists that don't really want to do business with people unless they can get something off of
Mm.
it, and it's it's a little iffy and everything. But I mean, I work with whoever is serious about their craft as I am.
How do you know? So how do you recognize that? Like, what are the characteristics of you? Like, hey, saying, hey, I think I'm going to work with this person, and I think they're going to make moves or do what they're supposed to do, so to speak.
It's just the conversations you'll have with people. A lot of people are like real shallow when they talk to you. It's just I don't know people put on like these weird personas and everything. Like I'm telling you, it be people you'll know too, and they'll just be
Mm.
they weird. Like I don't like you feel me. Like I ain't grow up with this man. Like that's you like
Yeah,
you
they
feel
get that
me.
weird energy. Cause
Yeah.
why do you think that? Do you think that it's just if they do this, then it feels like then you're gonna take off before they do? Cause I've had this conversation many times, and that's
Mm.
what a lot of people are saying is like they don't wanna give you a handout knowing that you're gonna go further than they are. Do you think that that's an accurate statement, or how do you feel about not, in this area, so to speak, when it comes to that?
Um, it it could be that, but I don't know. I think it's just mainly of people trying to like replicate the people they
Mm,
look up to. Like,
understand.
like
Mhm.
they look up to different type of celebrities and this celebrity act like this. So I gotta act like this. And in their heads, they like, oh yeah, I don't want no features unless it's like little baby or something. Like
Right.
they thinking crazy ahead. So so it's like I don't know. I think it's mainly just that. I think it's mainly just
Mm,
them trying to be them.
mm. Now, are you currently, like, signed, or are you independent, or how are you gonna move now that, those labels and came up now, and so how are you moving now?
No, I'm independent. I'm gonna stay independent for as long as until I get a contract that I feel like I'm okay. I ain't gonna regret signing. So that was the only reason I
Mm.
just didn't sign the other
You
one.
think that's coming soon?
Do I think it's coming soon?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You know.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't know. I don't know. Cause the last label offer, he told me the stuff they look at too. It's it's numbers. It's numbers.
different.
The numbers they be talking about. I'm like, that's a little ways away, man. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I definitely get it because the industry is something else nowadays because it's totally different. Because I have over like maybe 20 years
Oh,
with
that's
in and out
crazy.
because I modeled and I did I did music videos. Like I was very ahead of my time.
That's lit though. That's lit.
And you would have never thought it had I not come out with, something like this. And then also, I'm also trying to bridge a gap between the older generation with the younger generation because I think there's a disconnect with when it comes to like each one teach one type situation.
It
So
definitely.
how do you feel about about that part of the industry?
Like the older crowd. Yeah. So nah, I had realized it's actually a problem I ain't like I do have, but I don't have.
Mm.
A lot of the older crowd, I actually do got a decent little older crowd. Like, yeah, I ain't even
Okay.
gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I got a decent little older crowd. But they only like one half. Like yeah, like you know what I mean? Like if it's the talking about guns
Mhm.
and all that, they in love with it. Like that's because all my family and all them, they out Norfolk. They love that. They love that
Right.
part. But then when it get to the little heartbreak singing that, they just like, yeah, you should do more songs like this though. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's cool, but you should slide over to this side a little bit more. And that's them though. That's them. I love them.
Yeah, I know that's right. So let's talk a little bit about your current album that you just dropped. What, 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, 2 days
Okay,
ago.
talk about it. It's called Sad Boy, Bad Boy.
Yes,
Let's
man.
talk about let's from the beginning to the end. Like, what was your whole process behind it? What was your influences behind it? And just go deep into it.
Okay, so originally I actually wasn't even gonna drop an album.
Why not?
Yeah, it was because I had my first album out and I was just gonna do singles so I could
Mm,
have bigger budgets for the smaller projects and everything, and it'll
mhm,
be easier to manage.
mhm.
But I had realized that I had a lot of really old songs. Like a lot of these songs that people like now that I dropped, they're
Why?
old.
I've seen that to be the case for a lot of people. Like a lot of their
Yeah.
old songs are like really relevant to what's going on now or how people are
Yeah.
feeling now. And that's crazy that you even said that. Cause I think I was talking to somebody and they was like, yeah, all of this is my old music. I'm like, how? How is this all old music when it's relevant to today? But just go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
Nah, you good. You just
ahead.
fine. Nah, they old though. Like it was only like probably three songs on there. It's like Fighter Spirit, Broke Me, and My Friend. Other than those three, every other song up there is at least a year old. Yeah, at least a year. A couple of them like 2 years old.
So how important is it to save songs or to kind of like don't throw it to the wayside? You can just go back and fix it later. How important is that to you?
I like so the reason I mainly like sit on songs is because it lets me know whether or not I'm gonna drop it. Cause like
Mm.
I'll do a song, I go to the studio, and of course, like the first day, I'ma love it. Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
so then it's like after a week, I'm still not tired of hearing it. It's like, all right, then it's like halfway decent. After like a
Right.
month, if I still ain't tired of hearing it, I'm like, ah, this might be like a little hit. Like a little quick hit. And then after like a few months, I'm still not tired of listening to it. I'm like, yeah, I should have dropped this a long time ago. This got to come out now. Like,
So you're not the type of artist because there is. I don't want to keep comparing, but
I
there are a
understand.
lot of artists out there that come in the studio, think it's gonna get mixed in an hour, or book a hour time. Book a studio hour time.
Mhm.
Try to get it mixed and mastered within that hour, and then put it out that same day. And
Yeah,
I that's
I
not.
can't do that. I would never be able to do that. I can't.
And how do you feel about? Because sometimes it works. I'm not even going to
It
hold you,
does.
but sometimes it's just like, well, why did you even waste the time booking a
That's
session and stuff like that? So,
that's what I'm saying.
how do you feel about that? Of Obviously, you're not that type of person.
Yeah, nah. Some people just got that juice. Yo.
Have you ever done that? Like, been like, okay, well, I'm gonna put it out and just see what it is, just to see.
Like for same day?
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Mm.
Never.
Do you see yourself ever doing that? Like testing that part of it?
If I get that type of confidence, then yeah, I'll be going to the studio like late. Like I'll be in there like 2 a.m.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Nah, I be out of my mind. That's why I don't drop it the same day. Like I'll be like, yo, I love it. I'll wake up and I'll be like, I don't know what the hell I was doing in there yesterday, but I'm gonna need G to delete this. Everybody gonna delete this. We done. Like that ain't coming out. That's exactly how I be feeling. That's why I'm like, I can't drop it same night. 'Cause the same night I'm gonna think, yeah, I'm getting signed off for this. The next day I'm gonna come up like this ain't. I'm questioning my friend group. Like I don't even know why they let me walk out the studio with that. That was wild.
And speaking of friend groups, how important is it to have that, like, people around you that not necessarily are yes men, but are working with you and support you and like play their position? How important is that to you?
That's really, really important, honestly. Like there's certain shows I'll do is mainly for like exposure. So
Okay.
I went through like a little. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I went through a little superstar stage. I sold out one show and I was like, yo, I ain't doing nothing else unless I'm getting paid for it. Like I was on it heavy. I'm like, man, I'm not doing nothing. Like y'all cannot get me unless it's $250 or higher. I'm not coming out. And I had to stop myself. I was like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. I sold out one little show and I was going crazy off of that one, a little pub. I was going crazy off it.
Said, y'all not getting me out the house.
I'm not even putting my shoes on unless it's $250 or higher.
Them shows was like,
yeah, they was just like, yeah, bro. When you wake up, you let us know, and we'll love to have you out. I just had to get right.
You had to humble yourself again.
I had to humble myself immediately. I don't know what I thought I was, but I stepped out my body for a little bit for that one.
That's okay, as long as you can come back to being being humbleness.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people can go back and be like, I gotta grind from the bottom up. Be able to restart and then get it all back again. Some people just give up, and that's not the case with with you. So, did they play a role in any of picking your songs or picking the name of your songs or anything? Like, did they A&R your album?
They A&R.
Okay.
They A&R every single song I do. That's 100. That's their main thing. Like they'll come out to the studio, like because they want to. Like I be loving that. And they be like, yo, we got to put in a little bit.
Like, where you at? Pull up.
Like, yeah, they'll put in just to sit in the session. Like, yo, I put in 10, 20. Come over there to sit down in the session and everything. Yeah, they'll help pay for it. They A&R. They do all that, and they come out to shows. Like we just recently had a show. Me and Tay Swank. We just recently had a show.
Is that the video that
Williamsburg.
you sent me on Instagram? I was like, that look lit as hell.
We was out in Williamsburg. We was out there in the Lobby
Wait, whoa, pump your brakes. Williamsburg?
Yeah.
What the hell, Williams? They don't even talk about that. Why? What is Williamsburg doing with an event like that?
I don't even know. It was it was so fucking country. Like we came out there at first, it was just like it was straight like interstate and highway there, and then we made one turn and all I see is trees on each side and like a long, narrow street lights, nothing. I was just like, yeah, I don't think we in the right spot. Cause
nobody better pick up a drink tonight, baby.
We not stopping for nobody. They car break down. That's just sad for them. We gonna have to keep moving because this ain't it.
At that point, you got in safety mode.
Yeah, like nah, we good off all of this. But then it's like we pull up to the function and it was like the inside is all like lit up, LED lights everywhere. They got the hookah. I was like, yo, this inside is like crazy.
See, that just goes to show you the walk of life. Never give up because there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
For real, because I don't know what I was expecting. I was so nervous. The outside had a church beside it, and beside that was a spot you get your hunting's license. I ain't know what to expect walking into there.
Oh my goodness.
That was way too much.
Oh my gosh. gosh. And it was a lot of it was lit though.
It was like 20 different artists in it. It was all crazy. They were all crazy. It was at least like 20 artists other than inside of that. It's all ridiculous.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's also dedication. That's
Yeah.
dedication. And how big on you with consistency and dedication when it comes to being an artist or being in this thing called entertainment?
So I still gotta learn about consistency. I'm not gonna lie.
Talk about it.
I gotta get more discipline when it comes to that. But it's really, really important because especially if you don't show because my problem is I don't like picking my phone up a lot. Like
Mhm.
I don't record myself a lot, none of that.
Me
So then
too.
like in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm working all the time. But everybody else is like, yo, you ain't dropped a song in like 6 months. What are you talking about? Like, that's the only thing
It's
they
like
see
you
is
gotta
like,
pick up
yeah,
this behind the scenes.
yeah, I
What
got
I
this
gotta
song.
scan this. I gotta that
Yeah,
tag this. It's like it's become a full-time job
it
to
is.
just be an artist or be an entrepreneur or just someone
Yep.
of our stature because this shit is crazy.
It's they
Like
want to
I'm ready to
see.
hire people at this point. Like,
I am
listen, y'all.
too. Honey, I'm so serious. I was just talking to my mans about that. I was like, yo, I want to just get back to making music. I'm about to get a manager or something. Like this is a lot.
It is, especially like just knowing what you want and knowing how to do it and then trying to also put it off on other people and being able to
Yeah,
trust other
exactly.
people in the process while you're being an artist. Like it's a lot to do when it comes to this thing called entertainment alone. So let's jump back to the album. So how many
Gotcha.
songs are on the album and how did you choose the titles for the songs and that process? Walk us through that process.
It's 11 songs on the album.
Okay.
Um,
You can find it everywhere on all digital platforms, guys.
yeah, I appreciate you so much. I
No problem.
appreciate it. Um, the titles of the songs, a lot of them was off of the hook, but some of them it's like some of them is titled something like the word ain't even in like the song at all.
Mhm.
It's mainly just off of I don't it's mainly off like the emotion that I feel like the song evoke. It's how I would usually like just title the songs and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, it was mainly that. It was mainly just off the emotion that the songs give up while I just go through the hook and I'll find that out. I mean, oh honesty though,
Mhm.
my man Tay Swint, he the crazy like the names he be coming up with for stuff. It's like like he like other than him just being a dope artist, he like creative. Like he's beyond creative. The stuff he be thinking
Mm.
of, the video ideas he be having, and I don't know how his brain works. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't know how it happened.
And you have some visuals for some of these excuse me, for some of these songs or all of the songs?
So I actually don't have any yet. I'm
Okay.
with a cameraman. His name Claude. I'm working with him right now. We've been doing a breakdown for one of the songs, and we've been doing it for like a month.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just trying to get all the loose ends tied up, and then we going straight into shooting as soon as possible. So it should be out
Oh,
real soon.
you gonna shoot it here in Virginia?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'm gonna stay in Virginia for it. I'm staying in Virginia for it.
I know that's right. Shout out to you. And one last question before actually two before we move on to top 5, and then we're gonna have
Exclusive
exclusive
access.
access where you
I
tell me a
got you.
little bit about something that nobody else knows or like a release date or something that you can give us. If you don't have
I got you.
anything, that's fine.
I got you. I got you.
But why an album and not a mixtape?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. It's mainly I ain't know what a mixtape was. All I knew is that mixtape was like all like the people that be out where I was growing up and everything, when they
Mhm.
drop music, they was dropping mixtapes.
Mhm.
And I'm like, album just seems more professional. Like it seems
Mm.
like that's what like everybody in the actual industry is like, they're not dropping mixtapes no more. Like they drop albums. Like it's a
Right.
full on project. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna put an album out. I don't know what a mixtape is fully, but I know what an album is. So it's like
I know that's right because
I was
we
doing
were
that.
just having this conversation and he explained that it's some I guess some of the songs on a mixtape is where you have to get samples. You don't have to really get samples cleared
Mhm.
or I forgot. I don't know how he explained it. We just had this conversation. I have a brain fart, but yeah, I'll tell you off here because I don't know right now. He'll tell you. But leave something to this thing called entertainment. What would you leave your younger self, or what would you tell your younger self about this thing called entertainment?
Take that shit like one day at a time. I was overthinking so much stuff, which why it led to me making so many mistakes and holding off on stuff. Like I was just overthinking everything.
Mm.
I should have just took that shit one day at a time, and I'd have been all right. And invest in myself more than all the rest of the shit I was buying. That bullshit I was buying. I should have just I would have put all that just straight into the career and everything. Even if it was mediocre, it would have got me more than where I was now.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. So let's move on to the top 5, which is 5 questions, 5 answers catered to you. Top 5 artists you'd see yourself working with.
The Kid Leroy,
Okay.
definitely. Polo G.
Okay.
I love to work like Post Malone.
Okay.
Yeah. Daniel Caesar.
Got one more.
And her.
Okay. I see you. I see you. Okay, so top 5 songs on your new album.
Top 5 songs. Fighter Spirit.
Okay.
Definitely. Broke Me. The intro actually it's a pretty big one. Uh Different. And I think a lot of people been liking Ride Along. So I'd say Ride Along.
Okay. Top 5 artists you would like to work with. I already said that.
It's all good.
You know what? I'm reading like I'm
It's all good. It's all
Okay,
good.
no. Top 5 artists that you would write for. That was one of them.
What I would write for it. People got like similar styles. I'll probably do like Rod Wave.
I said you sound
Everybody.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Everybody, yo. Everybody. I'm cool with it though. I don't even know. Hey, that was needed. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like probably Moray. I would love to say I could write for Corday, but I ain't built for that.
Well, hey, listen, don't say what you ain't, because this is manifestation mode. Okay, we manifestating.
Yeah, then
you know what I meant to say. That word. Go ahead.
Definitely, yeah. I would have wrote him his next hit. Then definitely.
Bang, bang, bang. All right. So, top 5 performances that you've done so far.
Number 1 is definitely that Riff House pub. That was the most people that showed out. Yeah, I got boozy off of that one.
That was that one.
Yeah, that one had me feeling different. That one had me feeling all type of different. I was done with folk after that one. Like, yo, people can't even hit my phone. Exactly. I was like, I might as well put it on D&D. Like, if they serious, they'll email me. I was done with people.
Today's prices. Yesterday's prices.
Yeah, yesterday's price is not today's price. Ever since 12 o'clock hit, y'all cannot afford me. I'm not hearing it.
Okay, you got 4 more.
That one, and I did a show. I think it was my first show that I did with a Millie.
Okay.
Yeah, with Pre. First show I did
Shout
with
out
Pre.
to Capri.
Yeah, Capri. Crazy.
That event that she had was definitely needed, and I've never been to anything like that, and it was just very welcoming to just even be pulled on stage and to just talk about your business and just different aspects of what you got going on, and I really really like that.
Yeah.
And from that, we're here.
Exactly. She always looked out for people.
Yeah, and I think she was nominated, for something. I forgot. I saw it on her Facebook page. I wish I would have wrote it down, but shout out to you, and yeah, go check her out. I think it's at the gala. I think it is. Capri Lawrence is her name, so shout her out. And last but not least, top 5 moments in your career so far.
Top 5 moments. It was probably one of them was when I actually dropped High Flowers.
Okay.
That was like real. That song was old. That song was like 2-3 years old. And then I had dropped it. And I was like, man, that's like my first like singing thing. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with that. I was like, they not hearing that shit, yeah. And then everybody just they jumped on it like crazy. I
Oh,
was just like,
wow.
yo, I think that's probably like my other than the Fix It song, that's probably like my #1 song stream.
Okay.
And probably and Fix It when I started working with Up Next. Up Next, he actually is in Canada. That's where
Oh,
he's based
okay.
at in Canada. He's amazing. Shout out to him for real. Like
Shout out to Up Next.
he knew that I didn't want to get signed, so he did like I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to explain it. It was like a partnering type of thing.
Okay.
And he got me put on a billboard out in Canada. Yeah, he put me on a billboard out in Canada. He helped my Fix It song to get like it got like over 10,000 streams on Spotify.
Wow.
Yeah, he did.
He did the footwork,
Yeah,
what he needed to do.
He did some crazy marketing out in Canada.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I started getting hit up from people like everywhere. Like somebody in LA tried to get me to do a show. He thought I was in LA. For some reason, I don't know why.
See,
Yeah,
listen.
he did some crazy work.
It ain't nothing but God himself. You understand
For
me?
real. That man is amazing.
Yes, sir, ski. So let's move on to exclusive access. Do you have
access.
anything that you would like to tell our fans? Because after this interview, we are friends. You feel me? So, is there any? That was traveling. Yeah, but go ahead. Is there anything that you would like to tell us that you haven't told anyone else? We're listening.
I feel it too.
So quiet.
I don't fully know. I got a lot of singles dropping. I don't really got no dates or nothing like that yet.
Okay.
But my fault. I apologize. 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna be in VA at the end of this year. Yeah,
You're relocating.
Yeah, I'm relocating to Houston, Texas.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going in with Tay Swank, Dreamer, my girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, we all about to move down there.
Okay. Y'all about to do it big, like they say down there.
We gonna try to. We gonna try to.
Listen, don't put that into the universe. You gonna do big. It's not a trial. You gonna do big and you're gonna succeed and everybody's gonna know your name by the end of this year.
Definitely.
Especially off this podcast. Hello, you understand me?
I'm loving it.
You know,
Loving
sometimes you gotta toot your own horn. You got to do what you got to do. So let's move on to the wind down, which is your shout out, social media, and last words. And I have one final question for you that I always ask my guests at the end of the show.
All right, what's up?
So go ahead and get your shout outs in social media.
Shout outs to G Lit. Shout out to my whole support system. Who and my girlfriend, my mother, all my family in general, my brother, Tay Swank, Dreamer, Chris, Ari. Ari did cover art actually for this album. She's ridiculous.
You got a lot of females behind you,
Yeah,
bro.
the funny
Listen.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is barking up the complete wrong tree. Hey, they was hey, not I you know what I mean? Wouldn't have a chance in anybody's that ain't what they into. That ain't what they into. They but yeah, it's a lot of people. You know, if I missed you, I apologize. But my fault, and Up Next, and all y'all, yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing. And your social media where they can follow you and where they can listen to this song that you will be performing later on in the afternoon.
So my social media is TKRuler, TKRuler on all platforms.
Yep.
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. You'll be able to find me where you need to find me at. And this song is actually on the album, so you can see it on any platforms. It's Fighter Spirit.
And the album is called
Sad Boy, Bad Boy.
Yes, sir, ski. Question of the day is, what bothers you about the industry and what will be your solution to helping fix it?
It bothers me that everybody kind of got the same sound nowadays. It's like people pick that. Most of them, not even just the same sound, because a lot of people are different. But most of the mainstream is turning into the same sound. The people that blow up today and they go tomorrow. Yeah, it's yeah, it's like
in and out. Like what?
yeah,
Where they
it's
go?
just exactly. I look them up. I don't even. They had one song and it was just that one. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know where everybody went.
Yeah.
But I think it's mainly just that. But I think the only way for us around it is just trying to do new genres, just trying to do something different. Because people did like a lot of stuff already. You gonna sound like somebody,
Right.
but everybody don't gotta sound like one person. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right. And pay attention to you because you sound way different from everybody that's
I
out here in these
appreciate it.
streets right now. You understand me?
I appreciate it.
No problem. So we're going to get up and out of here, but make sure you guys follow the podcast, So Hollywood the Podcast on Instagram, and follow me, the host, Miss Hollywood, MISS Hollywood 313. Like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube page because we will be premiering a lot of things up there shortly, including The Limelight. Welcome to The Limelight is what the new segment is called. It is no longer called The Green Room. I had to switch it up on them. So yeah, we're gonna have real good fun. Is there anything else that you want to leave the folks? You can introduce your song and we can get up out of here.
Yeah, just go get the album, Sad Boy, Bad Boy album.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I ain't really got much else to say on that one. You know what I mean?
Peace up, A-Town down. I tell Dad.
Okay, here. Yeah. Let's see.
To be a guest on So Hollywood the Podcast, just email sohollywoodthepodcast@gmail.com or follow me on Instagram, So Hollywood the Podcast, and MISS Hollywood 313.